OKS, original killer shit. Gotta leave your wig split with your wrist slit. OKS, niggas with the biscuits mobbing through your district, split it on some sick shit. OKS, original killer shit.
Man, can I just point out how why I hate this album has trash takes on albums? Like, seriously, you can't convince me you guys are as credible as reviewers and you have takes like this. Oh wait, oh fuck, I'm supposed to do a commentary. So, context, this guy by the name of Ethanchaotic did a rant on a commentator by the name of Dualtones. I think that's pretty much all I have to say, so let's begin. Wait, actually, hold up, before I start, I probably should mention the fact that this video is kinda old. So, I'll be going in with the mindset of when this video was released. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Basketball is for communists.
I want some backstory before I get into who we're making the video on. There are some YouTubers who like to animate with pictures. And no, I'm not talking about a storyboard animator, even though that doesn't really make sense, because, like, the definition of a storyboard is a sequence of drawings, typically with some direction and dialogue, representing the shots planned for a movie or television production. And what bothers me about that, sorry, getting off track here for a second, what bothers me about that is that, like, oh, there are some directions in it, and sometimes, you know, like, they say we're storyboard artists, but a storyboard isn't fully detailed, you know, like, they detail their little characters moving around and stuff. So that really confuses me, because that's not a good name for it, I'm sorry, I just wanted to get that out of the way. But then something I call, that I made up the name for, is a pictometer, which a pictometer just looks up the character's name that they want to make an animation on, quote-unquote, and then they just resample a bunch of images that they use, you know?
What? Okay, so your description of the commentary community is really fucking shitty. Like, when the fuck did the CC ever say they storyboard videos? Like, I don't think anyone has ever said that, you know, especially since commentators aren't fucking animators, numbnuts. Like, yeah, we do keyframe every now and then, but that really doesn't make us animators. That just means we like to add a bit of flair to our videos. Point is, your description of the CC is really fucking confusing and uninformed.
So, I don't know, mate, like, I don't know if people shouldn't, but I mean, it's just that, like, a ton of images resampled and reused doesn't really look that good, you know? I mean, you could always just use one of them or one image, but obviously, you know, you don't have to listen to me. It just confuses me that, like, there's no other way that people can think of not doing picto animations by just looking up the character's name. It's pretty easy to do. I mean, like, anyone could do it.
I like how you're semi-backpedaling right after throwing that critique out there. I don't know, that kind of comes off as you not being confident in your point, not gonna lie. Like, if you're gonna say critique, then fucking say it. I get that you're very, very clearly doing this video unscripted, but come on, dude, pre-planning. Also, how is the style of slideshow commentaries bad? Like, yeah, you do bring up how it's very easy to do and how anyone could do it, but that really doesn't make it bad by default, because the easiness of doing something doesn't really relate to how good it looks. So really, at this point can be seen as just really, really fucking subjective.
Basketball is for communists.
But Doodletones, well, they're a picto animator, but they're also an artist? Like, anytime they ever do a collab with someone, they go back to their storyboard animation, quote unquote, and they just use it with the person they're collabing on. But what bothers me is that they have these perfectly, well, okay, they have these drawn characters of themselves, and they don't decide to use them. I don't know if it's just easier to, like, instead of cycling through all of your little characters, but I mean, like, would it be that hard?
I mean, just because Doodle draws her own OCs, that won't exactly make the use of avatars obsolete, and you don't really give a good explanation as to how her being an artist is a justification for her not to use an avatar. I mean, yeah, you're allowed to question the decision, I guess, but that's not really an automatic justification to use that OC and that OC alone. Oh wait, I'm sorry, her pictomation. Especially since there could be multiple reasons as to why someone would choose an avatar over an OC. Maybe it's for the theme of a co-op and such. Maybe it's just done for the sake of branching out in terms of what to show for visuals. Or maybe it could just be done for the fuck of it.
But to continue, they made a video called The Misguided Whale Ward Missile on Enigma Phantom. And what bothers me is that Enigma Phantom only has 2 subscribers. And even at the time the Doodletones made their video, they had 0 subscribers.
Yeah, question. Why should Enigma Fan be exempt from criticism just because he has a small sub count? Like, just because someone has a low sub count does not mean in any way that they're exempt from being criticized. Also, even if we were to go by this logic, you're being very vague with what makes Enigma able to be criticized. How many subscribers does he need? 10? 50? 100? 1,000? $1 million! I ask this because all you're doing is being vague as hell as to what makes someone able to be criticized. Now, yes, you do bring up something related to this later, and you do kind of expand on that, but yeah, we'll get to that soon enough.
So, you can't control all of your fans, obviously. I mean, it's a thing that, like, your fans are evil and they'll always defend you to the death. But it's just, like, they put this little disclaimer, like, please do not attack these people, and that's fine. That's fine, yes, Doodletone's trying to not get people to go on a witch hunt. But I mean, the video got 104 views, and it got -5 dislikes, and it also got 3 comments. And okay, so let me just read them off. I'll be showing screenshots. Sir Capsule says, Doodletones just covered this. Enigmafan says, I saw it. I actually have a sponsor in the works to straighten out a few things, and I'm glad he did. So, how much money will it take for you to never make pizza puns again? Now, let's see. This was 6 days ago, and the other one was 5 days ago. So, let's just say, oh, the Misguided Railroad fandom was 6 days ago, and these people obviously came from Doodletone's video. So, Lucas C. also said, what the heck?
I mean, what does any of this shit prove that Doodle's fanbase attacked Enigma fandom? Like, you started off by mentioning her disclaimer, so that's what I assume you're trying to get at, right? But 1, dislikes don't automatically equal attacking. Now granted, if there were like dislike bots, then I would sort of understand, but from what you said, Enigma's video only got 5 dislikes, which dislike bots would normally shoot for much higher. Second, to address the comments, while it is safe to assume that Castle did come from Doodle's video, given how they flat out mentioned the fact that she covered Enigma, Key's comment doesn't imply that he came for Doodle's video, given how his comment just makes a joke about how Enigma should stop making pizza puns. He never even actually mentions Doodle's videos, so I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do here. And even the example with Dwibbly's comment, which you don't show for some reason, was just a simple, what the hell, which doesn't even remotely imply that he came from Doodle's video. And by the way, thanks for cleaning up the foul language, really helps put this video on my Christian server. And third, none of these comments actually showed that they were attacking Enigma. At most, they were just mild jabs at Enigma's video and nothing more. If they were attacking, they would be a lot more aggressive, but these are so far from that, so I have no idea what the fuck you're trying to talk about here.
Basketball is for communists.
And okay, on to my next point. Doodletones just recently made a video a day ago about Vi Omega. And Vi Omega completely missed the point of the video. I mean, like, they totally did not listen to the beginning of the criteria, and even if they had gone to rewatch it, like, you know, any sane person would have done before making the video on them, they would have at least known that their video doesn't make any sense. Okay, but to continue, this video wasn't even supposed to be about Doodletones, okay? The Doodletones just did 2 things that bothered me. And we were originally supposed to be about Picto animators, and I was just going to add in Doodletones as an example, and I was like skeptical on adding them in, because the last video that they had made with a Picto animation was like a few weeks ago. But then they made the video on Enigmafan, and I was like, wow, that's kind of rude. I kind of want to just make this a little bit right. Doodletones, obviously, just because he has 2 subscribers does not mean he is immune to criticism, but you could have gone about it a better way instead of making a 30-minute video on him.
Just because Doodle could have handled the video better, by your logic, that doesn't mean that Enigma having a low sub count would be the problem. I mean, if she handled the video poorly, then fine. But at that point, it would be bad because it's bad and not because of a sub count. Also, oh no, she made a 30-minute video on a video that she had multiple issues with that she wanted to expand on. The horror. What a fucking crime. Finally, while some may say that this part here contradicts what I said earlier, given how Ethan would go on to say that Enigma can be criticized regardless of sub count, that doesn't exactly apply here, since at the end of the day, why would Ethan bring up a sub count at all if Enigma is able to be criticized regardless?
It's just that Doodletones picking on a smaller YouTuber bothers me, and as a guy with 75 subs, Enigma fandom is down there with me, okay?
This implies that he still takes issue with Doodle covering someone with a low sub count.
I mean, obviously his video was long, but you didn't have to, do that. Like, he has a response in the works, so I'm waiting, Enigma fandom. I'm gonna subscribe to this guy, because even if I don't really care for the way his video was produced, that doesn't obviously, okay, it does, but it may...
Literally, no one gives a fuck.
Basketball is for communists.
So, Vi Omega, the video on Vi Omega, the failing grade, is a well-made video. The only thing that bothers me is that Doodletones still use Picto animation. And the thing about that video is that... Wait, is that Mandy? Is that Mandy from Billy and Mandy? She's even got Grim on her neck. Oh, I think we just... I didn't know that Doodletones was such a fan of Billy and Mandy and the Grim Adventures.
And pointing that out did what to your video exactly? Like, you don't even make any sort of joke based around the fact that she likes Billy and Mandy, so really pointing that out was just pointless. Also, call us nitpicky if you may, but that's not Mandy for Billy and Mandy. The character she used in the video was Minnie from Tales of Grimm, or Grimm Tales if you want to be specific, which, while yes is a Billy and Mandy fanfic, that won't exactly change that you're fucking wrong.
Basketball is for communists.
And you're friends with Vi. Just because he's friends with you does not mean he's immune to criticism. Not at all. It's completely fine you're criticizing him, but you couldn't have gotten about it a better way? Obviously he doesn't own the video anymore, but you were still making a video on your friend? Could you have put, you know, like, your criticism into a better judgment? And I'm not saying better judgment as in, oh, well, you could have done this better, and I'm totally not faulting you for making that mistake. But no, you're totally faulting them for making all these mistakes.
I mean, yeah, she did fault V for making the mistakes in the video. The quality of the video rested on V. The video was made by V, so why shouldn't Dual call V out for that? Also, great job making it obvious that you do take issue with her covering a friend despite you saying that it's not inherently an issue, given how you're still making it into a problem. Also, Sky Squad. The motherfucking, bitch fucking, goddamn sons of bitchin' fucking Sky Squad. That is all. And the rest of the video is just a bunch of rambly bullshit, so final thoughts? Press.